Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So Bitcoin is on the rise once again. We had seen it base in this level here. Although no real retracement from there, guys. It just keeps going up and up and up right now, trading at about 14,700 per BTC. Let me put it on the hourly just so you can see that trend. Wow, nothing but bullish movement for Bitcoin. Okay, let's zoom out. Let's take a look. Now, where is Bitcoin going? Of course, we need to know that. We need to know when we could see a possible retracement for Bitcoin. And it's looking as though this is the next level. All right, this is the next level of resistance that we could hit for Bitcoin. Let me take it off auto so you guys can see that. Whoops. Open that. Okay, and there you guys go. The next level, 17,200 approximately, so that's what we're aiming for next. Last quarter of 2020, not looking too shabby for the crypto space, Bitcoin in particular. All right, let me just put up a Fibonacci real quick here. All right, let's start the trend here from the top of the trend all the way down to the absolute bottom. And what can this tell us? So ultimately what it does show us is Bitcoin has indeed broached this level, which was a significant level, okay? The 0.618 level, and now we are heading towards the 0.786 level. That is going to be the next level of resistance. Of course, the top was up here on that level, but this is ultimately a zone, just like every other supply and demand zone is. So that's the level. If you want a price on that, that would be around here, so about $15,925 per BTC. Ultimately, though, the top of that zone brings us here at about 17,200, give or take. It's the next level to keep an eye on, guys. The rest of the crypto market doing okay. Ethereum up 5.96%, and XRP is up 1.55%. The crypto market cap is now at 416 billion. Bitcoin dominance still fairly high at about 65.2%, of course. It's because we keep seeing Bitcoin rise, and XRP not rising too much. We're not seeing it rise in tandem with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin bulls are taking off, and we will see alts shoot up eventually when Bitcoin bulls take some money off the table, possibly at that level that I was mentioning, possibly at that $17,000 mark. That is when I think we are going to see a bit of a pullback. So right up here, guys, if you want to take a look at that, right, whoops, don't do that. You take it off auto. So ultimately right up here, that is when we are going to see a pullback. At least that's what I think. I think that'll be a significant pullback before we finally breach new all-time highs. And the world's looking a little uncertain, despite the beer flu. We also have accusations of voter fraud. I've been seeing this all over Twitter. Now, guys, some of these videos are not confirmed. I don't want to just bring this to you and say that this is the truth. But take a look at them for yourselves. This one was posted by Matt Morrow on Twitter. This one here from Will Holiday, some poll workers in Philly actually wearing political masks. You guys can see that. And here from Shere Khan, whoa, wait a minute. I'm not going to play you this video, but he retweeted Off Guardian's tweet here. Here's the moment where CNN election showing something quite interesting. Again, guys, I put everything in the description so you can watch these videos. If that interests you, I'm not going to focus on the election too much today, but this I wanted to talk about. This from Michael at Val5 Links. The Associated Press news agency has been publishing incoming results from November 3rd United States presidential election on the Ethereum and EOS blockchains. This could have been an excellent way to prevent fraud in the election. I know some people are saying, well, what are you talking about, fraud in the election? Others would argue that, yes, the election was fraught with fraud. Nevertheless, the best way to prevent fraud is using a blockchain system. So using blockchain-based technologies provides a secure and unhackable record of the state-by-state results as they come in. So the Associated Press news agency has been publishing incoming results from the November 3rd United States presidential election on the Ethereum and EOS blockchains, as noted on the developer webpage detailing how to access its AP election API. Results are being immutably written to blockchain by Everpedia's Oracle software, Oracle with a QLE. While the results are naturally being published on the AP website using the blockchain-based Everpedia, provides an unhackable and permanent record of the calls for each state as they come in. Why can't we just put all the elections on the blockchain? Go in, vote with a QR code, something like that, something that can identify each eligible voter and allow people to do this with ease without having, real people counting ballots. It seems like such an archaic method. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with me. And, the results are still up in the air. It's looking like Joe Biden is coming into a win. And I wanted to talk about that with regards to the markets and cryptocurrency in particular. Broadly, this is from C3 Nick here on Twitter. Markets focus on the U.S. election. Meanwhile, countries are heading back into recession, which is completely ignored by investors right now. Irrational exuberance, which can backfire when the focus shifts back to these issues. So this with regards to the UK and how the UK economy is actually heading back into a recession. The Bank of England is pumping another £150 billion into the UK market after warning of a double-dip recession because of the beer flu and the uncertain outlook of Brexit. So the UK Central Bank said on Thursday that it would keep interest rates unchanged. Restrictions introduced to tackle the rapid rise of the beer flu cases would weigh on consumer spending to a greater extent than the bank projected back in August, leading to a decline in GDP in the fourth quarter of this year. They continue on by saying England re-entered a national lockdown on Thursday with restaurants, bars, and non-essential businesses closed until December 2nd. The United Kingdom reported its second largest daily increase in beer flu cases on Wednesday with 25,177 new infections recorded in 24 hours. So economies still not looking too great. And I'm sure this uncertainty in the U.S. election, of course, the United States, one of the most important economies in the world, probably isn't helping matters. We also had this, guys, this from Michael at Val5 Links. The gold industry was shaken when it was discovered that 83 tons of fake gold bars were used to back loans worth 20 billion won in China. Well, Chinese authorities have not yet said whether the real gold exists or not, and insider claims to know what happened. How can you have confidence in world economies when, the second largest economy in the world, China, when China does stuff like this? So the gold industry was shaken when it was discovered that 83 tons of fake gold bars were used to back loans worth 20 billion won. The mystery behind the Chinese scandal involving 83 tons of fake gold bars goes as such. One of China's largest gold jewelry manufacturers, King Gold Jewelry Inc., was caught in a major fake gold scandal earlier this year. The company used 83 tons of gold bars to back loans worth 20 billion won, which is about $3 billion USD, guys, from 14 Chinese financial institutions. This amount of gold would be equivalent to about 22% of China's annual gold production. However, the media reported in July that the gold bars turned out to be fake and were just gilded copper alloy, but the company and its executives denied any wrongdoing. So now King Gold is a NASDAQ-listed company headquartered in Wuhan, China, and its share price plunged 88% since the scandal surfaced. While Chinese authorities have not yet revealed where the real gold is or whether it even exists, one man claims to know what happened. NTD reported last week. Yeezy Wei told the publication that the real gold bars were swapped for fake ones and smuggled out of China into Hong Kong, where they were sold below market price. He claimed to be one of the middlemen. So lots of things happening here, guys. More proof that cryptocurrency is much needed in the world's economies, which seem to just be boiling over right now. More chaos. What do you guys think? Do you think we're in for more chaos before the storm settles? Is the storm ever going to settle? Put it down in the comments if you guys have an opinion. Okay, and then there's this. So banks are now asking if Bitcoin can help them stay relevant. What kind of bizarro world are we living in here? So a pair of investment strategists say banks are now taking a closer look at whether Bitcoin can help them stay relevant. In a new interview on the Unchained podcast, CoinShares Chief Strategy Officer Meltem Demirors says she's now fielding crypto questions from bank executives on a regular basis. And here's how one of the conversations go. We've been talking to banks and asset managers who are asking, what do we do? Is Bitcoin maybe part of the answer to how we stay relevant? How to keep AUM, or assets under management, and actually deliver a product that our clients will pay for. Like, it's not rocket science, right? It's simple math. It's addition and multiplication. Like, any number times zero is zero. Lynn Alden, the founder of Lynn Alden Investment Strategies, says she's having similar conversations with her clients. For example, the other day I gave a presentation to a bank board of directors, and Bitcoin wasn't even part of this presentation. She says, I just talked about fiscal monetary policy, and then one of the first things they asked when I was done was, what do I think about Bitcoin? Because they had noticed, for example, the Michael Saylor investment, which I suppose was an investment that had to do with that firm. At this point, it's worth $500 million in Bitcoin that he put on his balance sheet. And they had heard from one of his interviews when he was convinced his board of directors, he sent a bunch of different materials to them. And one of the things he sent was my article on Bitcoin. So the board's like, how real is this? So is it like still an asset class for crazies, or is it, an actual, that's how they phrased it. Or is it an actual, do you treat it like a commodity? Do you treat it like a currency? So I gave them a kind of 5-minute bullish overview for Bitcoin. It's noted down here, Demirs and Alden aren't the only insiders noting a surge of interest in crypto from banks. These guys are mainstream institutions. Bankers, we know Bitcoin is gaining popularity as an investment strategy, but now bankers are really seeing the power of Bitcoin. And I say Bitcoin, guys, because of name recognition, but ultimately the entire crypto market is going to benefit from this. Things are going to change a lot, I think, in the year 2021. We'll have come out of a year where our lives have just been turned upside down because of a pandemic. There's also going to be the changing of presidents, likely. Who knows, though? And so how's this going to change the face of America? How is this going to influence cryptocurrency adoption? Will the rest of the world feel more at ease with doing business with the United States of America if the current president is no longer there? All very, very interesting questions that we have to pay attention to, guys. Regardless of what your politics are, it kind of doesn't matter. The end game is cryptocurrency. That's what we should be caring about. And speaking of cryptocurrency and partnerships, guys, I saw this tweeted out originally from the official payments Twitter handle, and this is Visa's Kevin Phelan. Facilitating interoperability and eliminating friction will bring buyers and sellers as well as trillions in revenue into the B2B space. Again, this was from a fireside chat from back in late October, but I hadn't seen it and I wanted to play it for you guys because I think this is very, very important. Let me play this for you guys.
Depending upon the use case, depending upon the corporate need, depending upon the market you're supporting, different rails make sense and they move data appropriately. And so fundamentally, as we think about it, the interoperability of rails will continue to increase. They're going to be important. And I think you will see some level of standardization with the new ISO format and the like, which will drive some of those standards. But beyond that, I think there's not a need to go to one set of rails. I think as long as we have interoperability and we solve for the problems of our corporates, we'll be in a much better place.
So interoperability, obviously, first and foremost on Kevin Phelan's mind. Now, he is from Visa, let's not forget. Borrowing money, purchasing things on credit, big business for these guys. And let me remind you, Visa did acquire Ripple partner Earthport way back a couple of years ago now. I believe the deal was finally signed mid-2019, but it was being discussed as early as December 2018. Many of you guys already know this. I'll link this article in the description if this is new information to you. And did you hear him talk about the ISO 20022 integration? Let me remind you that Ripple is already on top of this. This again from June 2020, ISO 20022 shaping the future of cross-border payments. Right down here, the International Standards Organization, or rather the ISO, established a universal standard ISO 20022 in 2004 to bring legacy payment infrastructures into the modern world and help to enable global interoperability and an improved customer experience. So they go on to say ISO 20022 is steadily becoming the world's global standard for the world's cross-border payment flows, as mentioned here by Kevin Phelan as well. Not only that, Ripple has been a leader in this shift, and our network, RippleNet, has aligned with ISO 20022 standards from the start. Okay, Ripple has been one of these early adopters, one of these early innovators who have adopted the ISO 20022 standard. They realize this is the future. Of course, if they want to be in this business, they have to have done their research. They have to know what the standards are, especially if they are going to eventually one day move a large portion of the world's money. And Kevin Phelan here mirroring that exact same sentiment. It's not about different rails. It's going to be all about interoperability, which Ripple has also said is super important for them to fulfill their mandate. Some other Ripple news here, guys. This from XRP Crypto Wolf. XRP becomes the cryptocurrency of choice for professional Apex Legends players for SBI Esports. So we heard about that first guy who was getting paid his salary in XRP. Well, now SBI Esports, a subsidiary of major Japanese financial services company SBI Holdings, has announced the launch of its Apex Legends division, and it has hired 4 players, namely these people with these monikers, who have all decided to receive their salaries in XRP. In this statement, Layla says that he has owned the 4th largest cryptocurrency before. So one of these kids was already part of the XRP community even before the SBI group announced this. Apex Legends is a popular shooter battle royale style game that was released in February 2019. The announcement coincided with the start of Apex Season 7 that has brought a slew of new features to the game. And it sounds like, by reading this article, it sounds like these two have option to actually receive their salaries in XRP. It wasn't forced upon them, but they actually chose to receive XRP instead of fiat currency. In late September, SBI Esports inked a sponsorship deal with VC Trade, crypto exchange operated by SBI Holdings. The deal stipulated that players could receive salaries in XRP if they wish to. So another 4 players receiving their salaries in XRP as per their decision. I mean, I would trust gamers over a banker any day with regards to foresight regarding cryptocurrency adoption. That's just me. Maybe other people would disagree. And there was also this, guys. So XRP Crypto Wolf is now letting us all know that Bitrus is going to launch a new XRP trading pair. And I wouldn't usually discuss this, but it is the QNT XRP trading pair. So Quant and XRP, I know there are a lot of people interested in the Quant project. So I also wanted to bring this to your attention. Thanks so much, XRP Crypto Wolf, for posting that. Gonna move along though. This from XRP Yo-Yo. Ripple sharpening focus on dynamic payment across Europe and Southeast Asia, expanding XRP investment and development arm. So Ripple continuing to forge ahead, and it looks like there are going to be more rails in Europe. So Ripple's slew of open job positions hints that the San Francisco startup's interest in expanding its business in Europe and Southeast Asia. Now we know Southeast Asia has already been a major focus for Ripple, and they have done some business in Europe as well, but now they are actually expanding the focus and really going full steam ahead on these geographic regions. The company is currently advertising an open position for the managing director for RippleNet Europe. So Ripple is sharpening its focus on the dynamic payments landscape across Europe. We are looking for an executive reporting directly to the GM of RippleNet to help lead efforts in the region and support our fast-growing team in London. The company hopes whoever fills the position will help generate a pipeline of the fastest growing customers in the region, as well as work with governments in the region. So Ripple is advertising for an identical position based in Singapore to lead its South Asian efforts. They're also looking for a sales director down here. Additionally, the company is looking to fill 4 open positions at RippleX, its recently rebranded XRP investment and development arm. So Ripple continuing to ramp up business. There's the RippleX thing, of course, formerly Spring Initiative. And not only that, really gearing for Europe and Southeast Asia. So it's looking like we are going to see new updates come out in 2021 with regards to RippleNet and those specific regions. More RippleNet news, guys. This from XRP Crypto Wolf. Ripple customer BBVA partnered with Amazon Web Services Cloud and Bloomberg to create a new cloud-based equity solution to expand the equity business of its corporate and investment banking unit. So this brought to us by You Today. And so the bank has been a RippleNet user since 2017 and a subsidiary of Banco Bilbao Vizcaya Argentaria since 2007. Now BBVA is enjoying another major partnership that has provided it with a top-tier platform for the financial market sector. The new solution, BBVA CFIT, has been developed in collaboration with Amazon Web Services and Bloomberg to be used by the bank's corporate and investment banking unit to work with equity markets. So BBVA has decided to make a bet on innovation so as to successfully work with large amounts of data and attract new customers. The new cloud-based solution combines Amazon's technology, Amazon Elastic Kubernetes service, and Amazon managed streaming for Apache Kafka, the B pipe for Bloomberg. BBVA CFIT will enable the bank to not only manage market data, book risk, and set equity prices, but also to scale up these processes and add some crucial functions here, such as mass pricing of the bank's product to distribute them via electronic channels. And just to reiterate, these guys are in a collaboration with Ripple. So 3 years ago, BBVA proudly announced its first funds transaction from the USA to Mexico. The press release emphasized that the transaction took just seconds compared to 4 days prior. Back in 2017, when this was all still very, very new, BBVA began experimenting with blockchain. They also joined in alliances with Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, Hyperledger, and the R3 Consortium, which has since partnered with Ripple as well. You are able to settle with XRP on R3. More connections, guys. This with regards to BBVA and Amazon. You know why I wanted to bring up Amazon and why I left this till the end? It's interesting how the market reacts to certain factors. You know, we've got all these people here, you know, claiming that there could have been some fraud on Tuesday night. Market's very uncertain right now. Oops, this one here from C3 Nick. Okay, the UK economy heading back into recession. Let's just take a look at the S&P real quick, guys. The S&P 500, on the daily, we saw an uptick. So despite the uncertainty on the S&P, look at that candlestick. We did, in fact, see an uptick 2 days in a row. We saw an uptick, and generally speaking, President Donald Trump is, you know, first and foremost, you know, on his platform, the economy is top priority. We were seeing renewed confidence in the American stock market at that point. Yet, during the election, guess what happened? This from Crypto Whale breaking. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos sells more than $3 billion worth of shares of his company amid election chaos, according to new SEC filings. More shares being sold by Jeff Bezos. So let's look up Amazon. All right. Click here, and you know, we've seen a significant rally for Amazon even since the initial market reversal back in mid-March. So Amazon, of course, ramping up. People were buying things online. Of course, I'm sure a lot more people were signing up for Amazon Prime to get the movies and TV shows. So we're ultimately seeing, you know, despite the fact that the economy is in tatters, Amazon's still rallying, yet Jeff Bezos sells $3 billion worth of shares. That is no pittance, guys. And this from Bearable Bull, it's coming. Will Mead retweeted out here. Bezos unloads billions worth of Amazon stock now. And here are the filings for that. Chairman, CEO, and President Jeff Bezos. And the cost, the transaction, the value, shares sold. All this information is public because of the types of transactions these are. Do as they do, not as they say. Something to think about, guys. Is this all an illusion? How is the crypto market going to fare? Really fare if there is a significant change in the stock market? Bitcoin is continuing to rally to new all-time highs. Is this just the beginning? I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.